Hello everyone and welcome! Today I've got another super detailed and super cool looking 1/18 scale crawler on the bench. You may remember that Chevy K10 I showcased on the channel a few weeks ago. I was thoroughly impressed with the great scale looks and value of that rig, so when the folks over at Fair RC offered to send me this newly released model, I was excited to see what it would offer. So here it is. Like the Chevy, this is another truck manufactured by FMS, though this one carries the Rochobby name, which apparently is even more value focused, with this truck being priced at around $150 US. With an even lower price point, will this truck still prove to be a great buy? Well, let's find out. As we take a look at the box art, one thing you'll notice is that this truck is not officially licensed, but there's no mistaking that this is a Mercedes-Benz Unimog. Unimogs are such cool vehicles and really an all-around amazing piece of engineering, the perfect vehicle for a 1/18 scale RC recreation. Just from checking out the box art, I'm excited to dive into this Unimog, or Mogrich if you prefer. First though, since the instructions were placed on top when shipped, let's give them a look. It's pretty much what you would expect. It talks about the battery, transmitter, safety, and all that stuff, but I was pleased to see that some detailed exploded diagrams of the truck are also included. These are always nice to have, especially for those who want to customize or modify their trucks. But enough of that, let's get this box opened up. Everything is packed in this nice reusable soft styrofoam case, making it great to reuse for trips or to put in a backpack. A really nice way of packaging this vehicle. Inside you'll find the transmitter, battery, charger, wheel wrench, and of course the truck. This thing looks great, and right away I love the scale look of this Unimog. Unfortunately, the roof-mounted lights did break off in transit, though I was told before by Fair RC that future production will be better packed. I assume they'll be able to get that issue sorted out, but fortunately it was a very easy repair with just a little clear drying glue. Everything else on the truck looked perfect. Now real quick, I wanted to show you the bed. As you can see, much like the real thing, you can fold down the sides and rear. A really cool detail. The hood also opens and is where the battery goes. You'll also find some of the electronics inside. The scale looks of this truck are fantastic. I'm not an expert when it comes to Unimogs, and you don't see many of them here in the States, but from what I've seen in pictures, it looks pretty much spot on when comparing it to the real thing. The green body with the red wheels look perfect on this truck, and I really like the matte finish the body has. I would definitely call this rig shelf-worthy as is, but a little work with some paint or weathering would really take this truck to the next level, or you could go even further with your own modifications. It's got a nice looking interior as well. It lacks some details like door panels and some electronics are visible on the floor, but all around a really impressive amount of detail, especially in this price range. FMS really seems to put the focus on realism, which is why I and many other hobbyists enjoy these trucks so much. Underneath that great looking body, you'll find a pretty basic 4-link suspension setup both in the front and rear, as well as metal frame rails and a frame-mounted steering servo. Nothing really unusual or too noteworthy underneath. It feels solid and will certainly get the job done. It looks like it shares many parts with other FMS vehicles as well. The transmitter included with this Mogrich is identical to the one that came with that Chevy. It's a pretty basic ready-to-run transmitter as you'd expect, but again, it will certainly get the job done. You've got your trim controls, auxiliary channel buttons, and LED light controls. The transmitter does require 4 AAA batteries, so make sure you have those on hand when you get your truck. We might as well have a look at the battery and the charger real quick. Once again, same as with the Chevy, just with Rochobby branding. The battery is a 380 mAh 2S LiPo, and the charger is a basic USB type. Runtime will of course depend on your driving, but you can probably expect it to be around a half hour, give or take. With the battery fully charged, let's do some driving. To power on the truck, you turn the transmitter on, install the battery under the hood, and switch the power on. And there you go, the truck is ready to drive. Now this does have functioning headlights and taillights controlled with the LED button on the transmitter with the B mode on top selected. The headlights stay on as you would expect, while the taillights come on when reversing. And I've got to point this out, I love the warm yellow tint that these lights have. It looks so cool on an older vehicle like this, rather than the bright white or bluish LEDs that are so common. A really nice touch. Well, we know that it looks good, so let's get this out onto the trails and see how well it drives. Overall, the truck performs very well. The shorter wheelbase and better approach and departure angles make it more capable than the long bed Chevy, but it does have a higher center of gravity, which can add some to the driving challenge. The truck will crawl very slowly if you want it to, and top speed is about a walking pace. One of the cool things about these 1/18 scale trucks is that obstacles that would be a breeze for larger 1/10 scale rigs are more of a challenge for these trucks, which depending on the terrain around you, it might be desirable to have that extra challenge, such as crawling around the yard or through the garden. Overall, a very fun truck to drive around. So would I recommend this truck? Yes, absolutely. I think this model strikes a great balance of scale realism, durability, performance, and value. Like I said with the FMS Chevy K10, it's a display-worthy model that you can drive, and I certainly would include this Unimog model in that statement. The 1/18 scale size is a nice middle ground between the smaller 1/24 scale trucks and the standard 1/10 scale trucks. There's tons of potential for modifications and customization, which will be attractive to many experienced hobbyists, while the low price point and being ready to run right out of the box will be attractive for those just starting out. I know there's a lot of folks who see the videos that I post here on this channel and on many other channels as well of super elaborate and super scale looking custom or scratch made RC builds and want to get into the hobby, but might not have the budget, tools, or experience to recreate the kinds of builds that they see. Well, if you're one of those people, this certainly isn't a bad option for getting started in the hobby, and is one of the reasons I've enjoyed showcasing these ready-to-run vehicles as sort of a contrast to some of the highly customized or custom-built vehicles and 3D printed projects that I show here regularly. There's many different ways to enjoy the hobby, and there's certainly no shortage of amazing vehicles and kits out there to choose from. But if you'd like to purchase one of these Mogriches for yourself, I've included the link below in the description where they can be ordered. Fair RC has also provided you viewers with a discount code. The details of that can be seen below in the description as well. A big thanks to Fair RC for sending this model for review. I look forward to taking it out onto the trails once again and maybe even doing a few little mods to it here and there. But that's going to be all for today's video. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.